Hello, everyone. I am Jamin Shively, broadcasting from Seattle, Washington, and I'm here with my colleague and co-host, Michael. How you doing there, Michael?
Doing well, Jamin. You're in the south of France. Looking forward to rooting down on the next topic.
All right, wonderful. Well, the topic is global holistic modeling and whole world operating system. And the high level, before we get into a little bit of detail, but not too much, we just kind of want to give you a general introduction here, just so you know what it's about, and then you can figure out if you want to go deeper on the following videos on the topic. But the high level is a lot of people know about SimCity. A little fewer know about Sim Planet or Sim Earth or whatever it's called, but you basically get the
Sim Earth.
Yeah, Sim Earth. So it's a simulator of, in that case, the whole planet.
It's a game.
It's a game, right? And so here we're talking about playing a much more serious game, which can still be part of the game, the Hungerless games, the strategy and the online game, the Hungerless games. In fact, that's the idea, is to kind of, have, if not outright merge the two, have appropriate interfaces between the two. And what are the two? Well, one is global holistic modeling, a global holistic model, and the other is the Hungerless games. But so right now, let's zero in on global holistic model. So it's basically a giant simulator of the whole world, of all of it. It includes a global climate model. It includes hydrologic models. It includes carbon cycle models. It includes population models. It includes economic models. It includes all of the above, ocean models, aquifer models, all of the above.
As Donald Trump says, it's huge.
It's huge. It's huge. Believe me, it's huge. And we're going to get the Mexicans to pay for it, right?
I thought it was the Spaniards.
No, believe me, we're going to get the Mexicans to pay for it. Anyway, so it's going to be absolutely huge. And just to give you an idea of how it's, let me just show you a little visual here. Let me just get my file open here and get it to the right slide. Okay, this is just a hand-drawn sketch. Certainly not one of the great works of art of the modern world, but nonetheless, here it is. Okay, Michael-san, can you see that slide with whole world operating system?
It's a
yeah. Okay, so check it out. So the whole world operating system is this thing at the bottom, and I'll talk about that in a minute. But first, the global holistic model will consist of a whole bunch of modules working together, right? One of the biggest modules is the global climate model. And I show like a whole stack of pages here: global climate model A, global climate model B, global climate model C, all the way to global climate model Z, suggesting that there might be 26 different global climate models. I don't know how many there are. Last time I checked a couple years ago, there were 12 major ones when I had an in-depth conversation on the topic with a graduate student who's working on one of those. But anyway, the point is there are multiple, and you can choose whichever one you want to work with, and then mash that up or combine that with the carbon model, the hydrologic cycle model, the aquifer model, and the economic model, or models, if you have different models for different industries or different sectors or different geographies. However you need to cobble it together, you cobble it all together, all the different modules or models. I'm using the two kind of synonymously, intentionally, because they are the same. And all of those ride on top of an operating system, a whole world operating system, which is very analogous to the disk operating system. What did the disk operating system do? It managed common resources, right? Like, memory and processing power and who knows what else, right? And storage and, whatever it had to manage, screen space, all that kind of stuff. And so the operating system managed the commons. In this case, what is the commons? Well, it's things like carbon and water and all this stuff. So for example, if in your economic model, you've got you know, 12,000 coal burning power plants around the world. I don't even think there are that many. It's maybe more like 1,200. But anyway, whatever number there are.
In Mexico alone.
Okay, look, that's why we're going to get them to pay for it. But you model all those coal burning power plants within the coal, you know, industry, blah, 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 and you account for their emissions. And who does the accounting is the whole world operating system. And then if over here in the agriculture model, you've got so many, you know, millions of acres of hemp, that is all sequestering carbon. And so that's where you do the accounting. And so basically the whole world operating system includes, but is not limited to, a giant accounting system for all the major substances, chemicals, solids, liquids, gases, whatever, whether it's glacial ice, land-based ice, sea-based ice, you know, aquifer ice, river ice, whatever, you name it. It models the whole thing. And of course, over time, our capability of modeling is rapidly increasing. And especially if you consider now the new rise of global collective intelligence, we're going to be able to build out just amazing iterations upon iterations of all these things. So anyway, that's the basic idea. Now that I've kind of talked on and on for a bit, any comments or questions or thoughts, Michael?
Was that Picasso's black period?
Basically. But anyway, the bottom line is we're going to use the global holistic model in the manner that we discuss in the conversation entitled Ichi, Vision and Mission, where we get into some really great detail. So I refer to that. This here, I just kind of want to get a bit more in depth on the model itself, the modeling effort itself, and we'll also include some links. Let me make a note of that, to a 14-minute video where I give a presentation on sort of like an early proto form of this, but it's a really good presentation, so I'll include it from a couple years back. But anyway, please, please definitely watch that the first video on the topic of Ichi, Vision and Mission. It's like 43 minutes long, so it's a long one, but well worth watching every single second of it, because it really gives you the big picture, and then you can say, aha, now I see where global holistic modeling fits within the big picture. All right, that's the equivalent of reusing code here in the land of Radish. So anyway, any questions, comments, or final thoughts before we wrap up and move on to the next one?
Nope, sounds good to me. Solid.
All right, great. Thank you so much, Michael, and thank you all for watching.
See you next time.
Okay, arigato. See you next time.